What's up, guys? So today we're going to be taking a look at a plugin that is pretty special to me. There are some drawbacks to using this plugin. I would use it sparingly, but it's called BX Shred Spread from Plugin Alliance. This plugin is pretty cool. I feel like it does do things with your brain. And there has been a couple of claims that it doesn't affect the phase as much. So we're going to check it out here through Plugin Doctor. We're also going to check it out in the manual and then run a mix through it. Let's go. Alright guys, here it is. Here is the BX Shred Spread from Plugin Alliance. Plugin Alliance. So from the start, this is what it looks like underneath the hood. According to Plugin Doctor might not always be right, but it does show pretty accurate information of how a plugin works. So from the start, it does have a little bit of a dip right here, and then of course you do have your gain, which looks like it works. Nice. You have the gain here. You have the pan. Threshold. We'll get into that later. Mono maker. Shred. Oh, that's interesting. And spread. So that's mono. That's stereo. So let's go back to 100. That's pretty much stereo. Moving on to some of the harmonics here. Okay, so there is a little bit of distortion happening through this plugin. It's pushing it past its comfortable points. Let's check it out over here. That's not as bad. That's okay. That's uncomfortable. Let's check it out in harmonics. Well, that's good. It looks like there's not that many harmonics that are damaging the signal. Let's go to Hammerstein. It just looks like there's a bunch of noise at the bottom here. A bunch of distortion, bunch of color. Interesting. Let's check this out. This is where it could get interesting. Okay. One second here. I want to check the phase. Okay, so one of the things that this plugin has claimed is that it does not affect the phase, and according to Plugin Doctor, this is not affecting the phase at all. Nothing is happening. But until you introduce the shred. We'll go over the intricacies of the manual here soon. Wish you could go up. That's muscle memory for you. Anything like that? Not really. Don't have to worry about dynamics. What about performance? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. This is definitely working hard. We'll have to check this out on a mix on how much power it's taking, how much CPU it's taking. That is insane. And awesome at the same time. Alright, so let's check out the manual here. Alright, shred, spread. That's hard to say. I'm gonna be quite honest. That sounds so weird on the tongue. Oh, that's cool. They show us where they make it. I love the studio. Alright, so installation instructions. Index. What is BX Shred Spread? Shred Spread. This is a stereo processor to be used on any stereo guitar subgroup or stereo guitar channels. Stereo guitars that have been created by recording several mono tracks will benefit best from BX Shred Spread and its auto-correcting features. But Shred Spread will work on conventional studio guitar sounds as well. I'm anticipating different effects here. I'm so sorry. Although this is mainly for guitars, this can also be used on keyboard groups, organs, choirs, etc. It automatically avoids typical phase problems that can occur when using MS technology via some sophisticated algorithms for stereo, width, EQ, and pan. The main purpose of this plugin is to make sure your stereo guitar singles sound wide and fat, but there will be times when only one channel of your double guitars is actively playing. Use the BX Shred Spread to apply MS stereo with and or the mono maker to increase the stereo image and tighten the low end of if now one guitar stops to play. You can even see the LEDs. It will allow you to produce the biggest stereo sound you can imagine and deliver great rock tone with ease while automatically switching off MS stereo width and mono maker as soon as there is only one channel of audio playing to automatically avoid the heavy phase problems we mentioned before. So what is MS technology? MS means mid-side, which is a microphone recording and a mastering technique. MS is also known as sum and difference. M is everything your mix contains of L and R channels left and right equals the complete mono information in one channel equals the sum and LR audio channels. S is everything that is not on both channels of your mix. LR channels equals all the side information in your stereo mix equals the difference of your L and R audio channels. So basically it's just overviewing the technique that's used in the industry where if it's mono, if you look at a stereogram, you guys will understand what MS is really about. There's a bunch of free stereograms out there that you can use to overview and get a picture of what exactly MS is if this is kind of confusing you. This is kind of confusing me, to be quite honest. I have to really read this over again to understand what exactly it's doing. But if you look at a stereogram, you'll understand what they're saying. What is MS good for in mixing and mastering? Well, it may sound simple, but BX Shred Spread has a built-in MS matrix and some clever automated algorithms that will help you get the best guitar sound as easy as turning a few knobs, which is what we want basically. As mastering engineers and producers, we want something easy. We don't want something too complex. We're just way too busy. The stereo shred spread can help you get your stereo tracks, keyboards, effects, groups, sound as wide as any professional CD project. The basic idea is to boost the S signal to get wider sound, but this goes along with some technical problems that have to get taken care of. Here's some of the features. You guys can pause the video to go over those. Alright, so some of the details and overview of the plugin. This is the sauce. Alright, so you got your gain, increases the amount of power and signal. Alright, so if the BX shred spread detects that there is only one channel of a guitar active playing audio, it will automatically pan this mono signal to wherever you set this solo pan to. Shred spread determines how big the level difference between left and right input must be for the auto mode to become activated. Okay. Okay, so you can turn that off. You can make that a mono. You can turn on the shred, so it's the shred. Shred is an intelligent EQ to emphasize the tone in guitar sounds. And make sure your heavy guitar sounds don't start sounding harsh when you crank them up. And it boosts that roaring sound of your rock guitar tracks. Spread is just spreading it. You're just making it sound wider. Here's some tips: correlation meters, clip LEDs. You can go over that and pause that. Settings, manual. That's about it, guys. This is a pretty simple plugin to use, and it's very powerful. Let's take a look at this through Plugin Doctor one more time. So when we're talking about the shred here, so it takes off a little bit of that high end just to make sure it doesn't sound harsh. All right, so let's take a look at this in a mix. All right, here we go, guys. So we got the plugin pulled up here on a mix. Right now I just got it on one channel, and it's inserted on the channel. It is not bust. And let's test it out. Alright guys, there you have it. So this plugin is a pretty decent plugin. I mean, it's simple, it's easy to use, plugging it on a track gets it winding up. I would be cautious with this plugin though. Anywhere past 150%, then you will be adding some phasing issues. But it really all depends on what track you're using. With the track that I was using on the fly there, it wasn't really adding too much phasing. I mean, you could see that I was inching towards -1, but at the same time, you have to consider the frequency content within your tracks. So I love the interface. The interface is super easy to use. You drag on it, boom, there you go, widening. I like the other options that you have on there. I'm still gonna play around with some of the parameters just to really see exactly what those add to the mix. For the most part, it's just controlling the direction of where the widening should be, and if you wanted to have it in mono, it sounds pretty good in mono as well. I do know that there's some mono plugins out there that are better than the Brainworks here, but at the same time, if you need a mono plugin, this can do the job for you. I feel like this plugin can go into a lot of different genres. I know it claims that it should go on guitar tracks, and it's mainly for guitar tracks. That's further from the truth there. You can add this on any track that you like, honestly. I mean, you can put this on a synth, keyboard, cello, harmonica, what have you, and it'll widen it for you. Some of the drawbacks that I was seeing throughout the plugin was you couldn't resize it. Resizing was kind of weird, and then there was also solo pan. I would think if you drag it in a certain direction, it would go with what you think it would go, but it's opposite I think it should go. I think that's just my brain. I think that's just my taste, where I'm just used to looking at something. If you drag it in a certain spot, it'll go in that direction. Other than that, the plugin is perfect. Their algorithm is well built. They put a lot of work into this. The guys over at Plugin Alliance are pretty solid guys. They know what they're doing. When we were running it through the mix there wasn't that much processing that was happening through the CPU, and overall it was performing very well. So overall, I'd be able to use this on any genre that I would want. It's easy to understand. The manual is easy to understand. Their processing is outstanding. It's a pretty solid plugin, pretty easy plugin. Plug it in, there you go. Check out djcavio.com. That's my new website right now. I'm trying to push that out for you guys here. Subscribe, comment down below, tell me what you think. If I missed something, please comment down below. I'm not a shy person. I take that back. I'm kind of a shy person. I'm an introvert and I'm an extrovert. So I think that's kind of a given when being a musician. You're kind of both fields. But anywho, comment down below, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.